Hello everyone and welcome back to another video game review with the best boys Getselious and Sithscott.
Hello.
And this time around we're going to be reviewing one of my favorite point-click adventure games that just came back, Return of Monkey Island, and we did had a chance to play the game. I'm going to take Sithscott's reins away this time. Scott, you okay with this?
I'm fine.
You're fine, yes. As you can see, he's crying in the corner that he won't get to say that this game has been developed by Terrible Toy Box and published by Devolver Digital. And, you know, just a little spicy stuff in there. You know, we got a key from the publisher, Devolver Digital, so we thank you so much for providing a key to that. And with that out the way, Scott, would you like to tell them to subscribe to the channel?
I mean, you should definitely subscribe to our channel, especially because we have gameplay videos of Return to Monkey Island, so that if you aren't satisfied with our takes, you can actually look to see how we feel based on how we played the game.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. We also have other content on the channel as well, from video game reviews, gameplay, and other things. So, yeah, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell as well, like the video, and let's get on with it. So the first thing we like to talk about in any review, we're going to talk about the graphics and the aesthetics. So, graphically, this game is very different from other Monkey Island games. The original first two Monkey Island games were Secret Monkey Island and Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge were pixel art, but had a 3D remastering a couple of years later, but again, completely different from this game's look review. Even, I think Scott had a chance to come by my stream, and I streamed Curse of Monkey Island. That game was entirely animated, completely different look from the other games.
Yep.
So, graphically, this game looks more cartoonish, but aesthetically it's still the same swashbuckling, high on comedy, and tons of irreverent jokes that makes the game, the Monkey Island series, silly what it is. Scott, you got anything in common that you noticed about the aesthetics of the game? Graphics?
So I really liked that whenever some things would happen, it actually zoom in on certain characters and actually see them kind of actually play out the animations with a zoom in look. And it actually looked really high detailed and really crisp.
Yeah, it's when you look at it, you would think that, oh, look, it's so simplistic art style, but you zoom in, you notice details like scars on a character face, things of scars on a character face. You notice some, I would say God, it's like scars. There's little details to the eyes. There's so much things like the zoom in feature, as well as even adds to the comedy aspect of the game, which is, you know, we're going to be talking more about that. But I had to give the graphic and aesthetic a solid 5. It looks good. It looks like what it's supposed to. It fits the whole swashbuckling theme. Still, it looks different from other Monkey Island games. It still fits in within that same realm.
Yeah, I agree. I think 5. Plus, the art style that it does have adds so much personality to the characters and to the game itself.
Yeah, that's true. And the next thing we'll talk about is the audio, sound effects, all things for the beautiful earlobes you can deal with this game. Okay, so I already am crying tears knowing that they keep some of the original theme songs of the game remastered, which is nice. The score is excellent. As a fanboy, I cannot aim harder than I can right now. This sounds exactly what I expect a Monkey Island game to sound like. You have the original voice actors. You got Dominic Amato, man. You did it, my boys. You got him. You got him. Yeah. Besides that, honestly, God, I'm trying not to cry out here. This game sounds, from the ambient sounding to the music score to the voice acting, it just sounds all put together perfectly.
Yeah, I really like the sounds, and I really, really enjoy how well the voice acting is in this game. They had some really solid voice direction. I think, honestly, this has some really good melancholy beats as well. So, I'd say this is also probably a 5.
Yeah, I can't give it a 10, but I'll give it a 5. That's what we could do. And now comes to the meat and potatoes, the whole thing puts together, the gameplay. So, Return to Monkey Island is a point-click adventure game, and point-click adventure games can suffer a lot of problems in gameplay development, from puzzle design to control user interface to tutorials to a whole bunch of things. So we're going to break it down. You can play this game on mouse and pad like the old school way, and you could also play it with a controller, which we've done both, and we noticed there are no problems with either. They both smoothly work.
Yeah, they're both pretty good, and they all like they always show you your kind of key bindings of what you need to press to do certain things. So that's really helpful too.
Yeah, it's just clean. Like the interface works that way. Another thing the game does very well is they give you in point and click games. If you are lost and you have no idea what you're supposed to do next or whatever, sometimes you have to go back to somebody to tell you what to do, or you have to run back and forth from a random place. And Return to Monkey Island, you just go to your inventory, there's a to-do list, and it lets you know what you have to do to get to the next feature within the game.
Yeah, and also a thing that I really do like too is pretty early on in the game you'll get what's known as a hint book, which will give you a bunch of hints to help you in case you get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to Google everything in case, you're stuck on something. You can just, let's go to this hint book and see if there's anything I missed, and it'll give you some small hint that will help you usually figure out what you forgot.
Right.
You don't actually have to find the answer. It'll just give you information that you probably already got beforehand that you just needed to remember.
Right, and the hint book doesn't spoil the content for you, like in some other games or whatever, and the hint book just exists. It doesn't, like, kind of dampen. You could still figure it out with or without it, but it's still really good how it implements in the game. Another thing this game does very well is that before you start the game, you play a prologue, no spoilers, and no spoilers to where the prologue takes place in, guys. I'm going to try to keep it very nice, okay? I'm going to do the right thing. The prologue gives you a lot of information how to play the game, because you're playing with another character with you, it was spoiler, Chucky, who would openly tell you, hey, let's go do this. Have you thought about that? Let's look at this. So it gives you an idea of how this game works and how it works mechanically.
Sometimes it makes you feel a little bit like an idiot in the beginning, but at the same time, it's helpful.
Yeah, exactly. And for those who think the game could be hard, there is a casual mode.
Yeah, you have less puzzles or something with casual mode. I'm not entirely sure all the differences, because we only tried the normal mode. Or should I say hard mode.
Hard mode, which, is a throwback to Curse of Monkey Island, the Mega Monkey mode, but, whatever. It's all good. It's all good. But I honestly think the gameplay works. The puzzles were never really, at least within the first 2 acts, aren't insanely difficult. The logic isn't as warped as other games that make you, like, head desk to the wall or you just give up.
Yeah, I really appreciate that everything kind of interconnects to figure things out, so you aren't just having something in left field being like, oh, what's this?
Right. The only thing you might...
For Stan. Stan is kind of left field.
Yeah, Stan's kind of left field. But, he had it coming. He said he was doing it for the people, though. It wasn't fraudulent. It wasn't... It was for the people. That's why he's out there. He's for the people. Yeah, and the only thing I would have to say is that, the little tip for people first time playing the game or returning, be sure to check every room for items you can use and pick up. You gotta make sure you can see everything, because sometimes something that doesn't look like there is something you can pick up, so that works out too.
Don't forget to enter all the buildings you can find too, because we kind of forgot one that was actually important.
Yeah, I was like, what were we doing over there? Exactly. It's really good. And another thing too is this game also has tons of content for those who are from new to joining the series to the hardcore fans. I mean, Scott could not hear me not gush about how much I knew all the references to the game. Literally, Scott, help me, please. I played too much Monkey Island.
Well, I mean, just wait till you have to play a Neptunia game for review. That will be fun.
That will be no problem. I will be there for you. I'll support you.
I already had to explain a lot of stuff to my wife as I was watching the animation.
You see that? Do you see that? Was that you?
Look at all these Easter eggs. I don't understand what you're talking about, but Easter eggs.
At least you did. At least you didn't do what I would do. Like I would like grab your wife. Like I'll grab my fiance. Like, look at it. Do you see this? Do you see what I see? See the light? Like, you're honey, you're scaring me. Dance a dance of life. Yeah, luckily it didn't happen. But honestly, gameplay-wise, and how this game works, as well as quirkiness, controls are simple. There are tons of ways that can help new players win the game. and tons of ways for people to interact with it, from controller to mousepad. I have to give it a 5. It's a game I could recommend to people who don't know what I'm talking about, to people who says, oh yeah, I played Monkey Island before.
Yeah, I'd say it's a 5. I really like how simplistic it is in its control, so it doesn't confuse you. Plus, it still has pretty satisfying to figure out puzzles. So, it's pretty good all around the board.
Yeah, and the final thing I'll talk about is the final score. So, graphics are great, the audio is great, the gameplay is great. I guess the final score has to be a 1. I mean, it just didn't live up to anyone's expectations. What a terrible game this is. Only
not
one
enough
template.
Sword fights.
Yeah, not enough insult sword fighting. You know, that's where Ron and Dave messed up in, you know? They just dropped the ball in it. 1 out of 5. You know, let's give it that. Never see again. I'm just kidding, guys. Honestly, I gotta get this.
It's a 5 all across the board.
It's a 5 across the board. This is a point-and-click game I could recommend on any platform to try. If you've never played Monkey Island or you want to get into it, it's something it has something for everybody. Strong character development. It has good puzzles. Gameplay is solid. There's lots of returning features and everything. I think that a lot of point-click game designers can learn from Return to Monkey Island, in a way of, oh, it's all about appealing to the hardcores. Oh, it's all about, you know, being stylish. No. Learn how to make a game that's accessible to new players, or people who have no idea what this genre is. Because as much as I've been playing point-and-click games for a large portion of my child and adult life, it is very hard to pitch things like this to people in such a niche genre. But I can openly say, Return to Monkey Island, go for it. You know, this is something, chef's kiss to everyone.
Yeah, I really think that this was a really solid entry. I mean, I've only watched you play, The Curse of Monkey Island a few times on stream, so I can't say I'm a very lore-heavy individual, but I could understand everything it was talking about.
Yeah, and that's the best part, too. We should have mentioned that. Like, even though with Monkey Island, with all of its deep lore and jokes, and this game is hilarious, I'm sorry. There are too many points in this game we just stopped. We literally stopped recording to laugh how bad it was. Like, we couldn't do it. It's too funny.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun parts.
Yeah. Like, you know, like, little spoiler, there's a puzzle we do with the cook, and if you try to take an item away from the cook, he finds you. The zoom in on his face is brilliant. It's just so brilliant. It's beautiful. I can't. But this game, again, has... And Scott, you put it perfectly. You are not into the sauce of the Monkey Island. This is the monkey sauce, okay? But yet you understood everything that was important to get by the game. Well, I was drenching in it.
I'm sure you were just injecting yourself with a syringe of more Monkey Island goodness.
Yeah, I was. Now I need to focus on getting Watame to play this game so she could have wholesome pirate fun. Or Marine Chan, that'd be great.
Yes.
Oh god. Unironically though, random topic. I actually do believe that some HoloLive streamer will actually like this game. I think Sora will actually like this game. Unironically.
Probably.
But anyway, that's enough. That's enough gushing about this. Thank you guys for checking out a review of Return to Monkey Island. If you guys let us know if we were too positive about this game, which I don't think it's possible, but you can let us know in the comments. Saying that, hey, you didn't mention about Murray. Look, I don't want to spoil anything, okay? Murray's cool, but you gotta let you guys find out about that, alright? Let you find good old Murray.
Just find him.
Just find him. Yeah, what a good hero he was in the end. But honestly, if you guys know what you think of the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow us on social medias below. Thank you to Volva Digital for providing us a copy of the game. You know, it made my week for sure. And this is Getselious and Sithscott bidding you farewell to new adventures.
See ya.